The recording started. All right, great. So good. Hello, whether it's morning or evening or anytime you're joining us from. This is the second day of our parental control masterclass, and we're talking about tools, technologies, and solutions that can help us as parents to manage or monitor, regulate the screen time and the digital activities of our children. We've talked about a lot of things in the first part, where we talked about why it is necessary, and then we dealt properly with controlling or managing access to Android devices. And yesterday we started talking a little bit about laptops, and we're going to just build up on that today. How do you manage or control your children's activities on a computer? And so yesterday we introduced the app that we're going to be using, Cold Turkey. And by now, I think everybody has downloaded Cold Turkey to their laptops. So as I yesterday, everybody had downloaded. We've actually gone through Cold Turkey. But because yesterday we talked about Cold Turkey towards the end, some people were a little bit tired. So I'm just going to do a quick recap on Cold Turkey, and then we dive into it properly today. So when you download, for those who are just joining today, just go to the website, getcoldturkey.com, and you download the application. Just download the free version for now, and then eventually you can get the license and upgrade it. But much of what we'll be doing today is just going to be onto Cold Turkey, and then we go into Apple devices, iPhones and MacBooks, and iPads rather. Yes, so on Cold Turkey, there are a few things that you can do. We are going to show you how you can block or regulate the websites that your children are able to visit. So whether it's websites that adult websites, gaming websites, gambling websites, any websites you don't want them to visit, you can actually block those websites. And we talked about two ways you can do that. You can either create a block list or an allow list. A block list, yes. Okay, quick question there. Should Cold Turkey be downloaded on my laptop, on children's laptop, on your children's laptop? So Cold Turkey is not remote. You download it to the laptop you want to control, and then you are able to do the settings. So the settings I'll be showing you will be done on the laptop of the child. What we did yesterday, the family link, that one has both for your own device and the children's device. Because it's Google, you can link it together. But Cold Turkey, you're going to put it on that computer. So I'm going to show you what to do and how to configure it, but download it to the computer. But for the sake of this class, for learning, I recommend download to your computer so you can understand how it works. I'll show you everything, how it works. And then when you now go to your child's computer, you're able to configure it. My own children, all their computers have Cold Turkey on it. Just before I came in for this class, all the laptops just went off by themselves because 7 p.m. is the shutdown time for all laptops. Whether I'm there or not, there's no laptop that can be on beyond 7 p.m. except it doesn't have Cold Turkey configured on it. So, but beyond just shutting down the laptop, there are websites they cannot visit. Like I said, you can have an allow list and a block list. A block list is where you say, these are the websites that I don't want my child to be able to visit. So they can visit any other website except the ones you have blocked. That is what a block list means. An allow list is the reverse of that. Allow list is block every website except these ones. So you are now saying these are the 10, 15, or 20 websites that I want my child to be able to access on the internet. So if your child is in school, maybe the school websites, their learning websites, the few sites that you know that they are learning from, or things that they can get beneficial value from, and then you can block everything else. So those are two ways to regulate what they can do on the internet. And then you can also block apps that can be used on the laptop so that they've downloaded apps. Sometimes you can block websites and then they resort to games. They can play games for Africa, play games from morning till night. You can actually block those games on the laptops. And then you can also create a schedule of between what time and what time can this laptop be used. Once you create that schedule and you lock it, it does not matter where they are, where you are, where the laptop is, that is the schedule is going to follow. If you say this laptop cannot come on before 10 a.m. in the morning, once they turn on the laptop, it's just frozen. It won't even work at all. But once it's 10 a.m., they can use it. And once it's closing time, it goes off. And then you can also schedule, you can view the report usage, what they do, what websites are they going to, what apps are they using, and how long are they spending. Just everything that we did with the Android device yesterday can also be done on Cold Turkey. So this is, you can block websites, you can create blocking schedules. So, okay, between this time and this time. For example, in my own house, on Mondays and Fridays, I mean, they have their laptop time days, but there are a few lesson teachers who come to the house. So we have Scrabble teacher coming to the house, music teacher coming to the house, and I realized the laptops are distracting them during those classes. So I found the timing for those classes and I've blocked it. So once it's time for music, laptops go off by themselves. You can't even, so there's no distraction. Face your music class. Once it's time for Scrabble, face your Scrabble class. And then this is what usage scheduling looks like, viewing what they are doing. So you can see what websites do they spend time on daily. So Twitter, Reddit, Facebook, whatever websites they are on, you can actually see what amount of, how long they spend on them. And I talked briefly about licensing yesterday. I said, okay, Cold Turkey comes with a one-time lifetime license that you buy, which is about $39. By the time you put in your purchase fee, maybe $2 extra for charges, that's about $41. But there's a platform, there's an allowance for us to do like a license sharing, because you can use the same license on multiple devices. So we can get that done towards the end of the class when we're discussing. So yes, now today, you were going to talk more about configuring Cold Turkey. How do you configure Cold Turkey? So if you've downloaded it to your website, to your laptop rather, the first thing you need to do is to install and enable browser extensions. For website blocking, Cold Turkey works in your browsers. So once you open it, it's going to list out all the browsers that are active on your computer, and it's going to allow you to install an extension for each of them. So whether it's Chrome you are using, Firefox, or Edge, or any of the browsers, it detects all the browsers by itself, and there's an extension for each of those browsers. So just tap on it, install it, and like we said yesterday, allow it to work in incognito. We'll give it that permission. And once you've done that, that browser is activated and ready to be controlled by Cold Turkey. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is, first thing you want to do, after you've installed and it's working on your child's laptop and you've configured all of the browsers, the first thing I recommend you to do is to set a password for Cold Turkey. Why is it important to set a password for the application? So that when you put in settings of websites to block or times the laptop should work and should not work, or apps not to use, the child cannot go and change those settings by himself. Because remember, the software is installed on their laptop. So if the software is just open, they can fiddle around with it, figure it out, and go and discover, oh, this is how I can actually change the settings. But once you've passworded it and you've locked it to the password, they can't change the settings. And in fact, if you want to uninstall the application, it's going to require the password. So you want to go in there first and set a password. And let me just show you exactly how to do that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share my Cold Turkey screen and then show you how to set a password. So good. So this is what Cold Turkey looks like. Once you open it, this is what you see. So you can see extensions. This is where we talked about installing extensions. So for the extensions, once you install it, you will see all of these. So on my laptop, it has detected 5 browsers. Safari has the extension installed, Chrome has it installed, Firefox has it installed, but these 2 are not installed. So what we just do is you can tap on Brave and automatically it takes you to Brave and installs that extension for you on Brave. So let me share my full screen so that you can see other windows and how all of those installations are also happening. Good. So this is my Brave browser now, and it says, okay, install block extension. I say, okay, good, install it. So that comes around. And it runs that extension on the background automatically. Okay, so yeah, this is it. It brings it. Cold Turkey, okay, extension, good. Good. So, okay, I think it's already installed here. Okay, so add. Okay, so add extension, yes. So it's adding the extension now. And then I can go back to it. Okay, yeah, so that's it. Brave has been installed. Manage extensions, it has been added to Brave, and allow in private. Yeah, this is the important part here. It is allow it to run in private mode. And if you want, allow it to access file URLs. That way, it is fully permitted to monitor what your child is doing. So on the browsers on my laptop, these 4 have been installed. If I want to add the last one, I can simply just tap Edge, and it's going to go to Edge, and same thing brings it, just say install blocker extension. It's going to download that extension for the browser and also install it. So this is important, particularly if you want to block websites and you want to regulate access to websites. I'm going to show you how to set that up now. But first thing to do, ensure that all of the blocks are working perfectly. Now, once that is done, the next thing you want to do is to set a password for your application. And you do that, come to settings, and you see password here. So settings and password, that's where you set a password for it so that the child cannot tamper with this. So if I set this password now, for the sake of this class, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, please never use this password ever. This is one password you must never, ever use. But let's say now we've set this password. It says, okay, close. So, okay, now, so if I close the application now, and I want to open it again, the next time you open it, it will ask for the password. So cold turkey. Okay, one extension is still not completed. Okay, that's still running in the background. So let's get done with that so that we're sure that all our extensions are fully activated. Aha, good. So here we go. If I want to go to settings, when I just go to settings, it asks me for my password. Why is it asking for the password? Because settings is the place from which I can modify the settings. So if I have set the password here, my child cannot even tamper with settings. But here I can come 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I say unlock. Now it's unlocked, and I can go to the different settings that I have for this application. That's very important. So recommended, first thing to do is set your password. First thing, set your password, and then go to settings, set a password, and you can lock the app. The next thing you want to do is to set blocking settings. This is where cold turkey will affect your preferences. How do you want your blockings to work? So settings and blocking. So let's go to the application, still come here, settings, and come to blocking. Right here, you're going to see different ways you want the setting to work. So block unsupported browsers when websites are blocked. If you turn this on, what it's going to do is that once, if there's a browser on the laptop that you didn't install the extension for, it's going to block that browser. So that browser will not be activated. So it's only, the child will only be able to use browsers that you have actually turned on the extension for. Block date and time settings. Now, why is this important? Blocking date and time settings. When you have set your settings, let's say you decide that your laptop this laptop should go off at 7 p.m. If the laptop goes off, if the date and time setting is not blocked, this is very important. Your child can actually go from startup, or when you are putting the system, go and change the date or the time. So if it says 7 p.m., you can go and set the laptop time to 3 p.m. That will make the laptop to get confused that, oh, it doesn't know it's 7 p.m. anymore. So the setting and the blocking you did for the laptop to go off at 7 p.m. will no longer work. But when you activate this button, once the cold turkey is activated, they can't set time. They can't change time once a block is activated. That way, whatever time settings you did are going to be permanent. It's very important. So just go through it and turn on the settings that you want. It's called block strictness. How strict do you want this blocking to be? If your child is not explorative, you can be mild. But if you have a child that is the computer wizard that knows how to manipulate these things, you have to set a lot of strictness for those things. So very important. These are the settings. Now, how do you block websites? This is where the meat of the whole content is. How do you block websites on a laptop? And these are the steps. First thing is go to the platform, go to the software rather, click on settings, or rather click on blocks. Yeah, this is it. Blocks here. When you click on blocks, what do? Add a new block. So this is adding a new block here. Add a new, I mean, I have some blocks running. In fact, I'm going to delete all of them so that we just do, so let me delete this for the sake of, we're going to set up everything again for the sake of the class. So add a new block. Now I want to set a new blocking. Once I tap on that button, this is where you choose whether it's websites you want to block or apps you want to block. So here, I want to block websites. Remember I told you there are two kinds of blocks, websites or website exceptions. So websites here, these are the sites I want blocked from this computer. So you can type any of them, www.davidogunshola.com, and you say add. Okay, www.brainyhive.com, add. These are the websites that we are going to block from this computer. And when I say save, it asks me what is the name of this block. I can simply say website blocking. Okay, let me just save it as that. Now I have a block called website blocking. And in this website blocking, I have two websites that are not to be allowed. But let me show you something interesting. When you come to import here, very important, come to import, and you can say website categories, because you may not know all the websites you want to block. But in this website category, you can choose what category of websites do I want to block my child from viewing. Once you click on it, okay, here you have porn, for example. When I click on porn, it imports all the known porn websites that are available on the internet. It just brings them by itself. So all of these sites are going to be automatically blocked on this laptop. If I say, okay, I want to add gambling, okay, all the gambling websites, dash, betting, blackjack, gamble, lottery, lotto, it blocks all of them. So on this laptop, there's no porn, there's no gambling. I can say, okay, I also want to block games. All the games websites blocked. What else do I want to block? I want to block dating websites. So I come here, dating, everything dating, blocked. So it just imports all of them. And if you have a list of sites you want to block by yourself, you can say websites from file. So you can import, you can actually import a particular list of websites. Like I'm going to give you a list of websites for all the other browsers. Why is it important to block browsers? Because remember, Cold Turkey is blocking websites through browsers. So now we've installed our extension on a particular list of browsers. Your child may want to bypass it by going to download a new browser after you have blocked, so that that new browser has no block. But what we do now is, I have made a list of all the known websites, browsers available, Tor website, SeaMonkey, Chameleon, all of them, and we can actually add that list so we can block them. What that means is that you can't even download a new website unless you go to a new browser, unless you go to the website of that browser. And when we block the sites, it means the child cannot even download another browser. So we successfully ensure that we have closed, at least until somebody else builds a new browser. For now, with that list, you can block them. And you can even block searches. So, okay, I'm going to come back and show you how to add searches here, how to add search. So you can actually add any search containing a keyword. So there's a word you don't want your child to browse. Any website where they type that word, whether it is Google or any search, it will automatically block that. There will be no result. So if we say we want to block the word green, any search with the word green will be blocked. Okay? So now, next thing, what do? We save it. Now we say website blocking. Look at the formula we are following. Add new block. Now we save it. Now next thing we need to do is, at what times of the day should these websites be blocked? So we come here, click on continuous block. Block this list according to the following schedule. That's what we want to do. This allows us to set a time. And what we want to do at this point is, if those websites, we want them to be permanently blocked, we set it on the 24-hour schedule. So start from 12 a.m. to 12 a.m. on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, meaning no break. What it means is now every...
I'm sorry, please, yes, where did you go to get here? I didn't see that, sorry.
Let me save it. So when you did the block, just this place, this button here, schedule block or continuous block. When you click on it, it's going to show you this button, continuously block this list or block this list according to the following schedule. Because they are websites, I just put from 12 a.m. to 12 a.m. So everywhere is now black, meaning these websites are permanently blocked from this laptop. Now, after you've done this, you want to come here and activate, turn on. So right now, I have turned on this block for this website. So let me attempt to do something. We blocked a few websites. At least I know I blocked my own personal website. So let me try and go to davidogunshola.com. Okay. It opened it and closed it. You see, I can't open that website. I can open any other website. I can open, let me say, Hello Africa. Okay, let me just do a regular search here. So this is a regular site. I can open this website. Remember, there was a keyword we blocked. Who can remember the keyword?
Green.
We blocked it. Green. Good. So let's do something now. I'm searching. Yellow monkey. Google will show me yellow monkeys. If I search green monkey, it closes it. Because I use that keyword green, any search with the word green will not appear. It's blocked. Unless I go there and remove it. If I say, okay, blue monkey will come. Brown monkey will come. Once I search for green monkey, it automatically closes that tab. So now let's go back. Green monkey. Okay, that's it. It just, once it begins to show the result, it shuts down and closes that tab permanently, because we have set this particular blocking to block everything that has the word green. Now let me remove this green. So green, remove. So now, and I save. So I have removed the search green from it. So let's come back here now and let me search for my green monkey. Now I can see, I can, Okay, did I not save? Oh, okay, says it. This is green. Remove. Okay, save. I hope it's removed. Aha, I think I've removed it. Yes, so let's go back now and search for green monkey. Aha, so now green comes and I can actually see images of green monkeys, because I have now enabled that on this laptop, you can actually search for any keyword with green. So if there's a word that you say, okay, this is a word, I don't want my child finding anything. Maybe there's a particular celebrity that you know your child is trying to, maybe one celebrity that has a very bad influence, and you don't want your child to have anything to do with that person. Just go and add the person's name to the block. The day they search for that name, they will not see it, will just close. You'll be wondering what is happening. It's not even telling them anything, it's just closing automatically that this is not allowed on this laptop. That's how website blocking works. So you can add things, you can block applications. So come to applications, add application. It's going to show you all the apps on this website, on this laptop rather. So if there's something you want to block access to music, or it's PDF reader, or this particular software, particularly if they are game
Pastor
freaks,
Dave,
your children are addicted to games.
Sorry, sir, I didn't know. I didn't see where you went to for that.
Okay, so let me take it again. You see, just come to these blocks. This same website blocking that we did.
Yeah.
Here we have websites. Here we have website exceptions. Here we have applications. Applications is where you have all the software. Then you have add application.
Okay.
And it's going to take you straight to the application folder on the laptop. So if I don't want them to use Microsoft Teams, I simply do this. It's added Microsoft Teams to the block list. You cannot use Microsoft Teams on this laptop. If there are games installed on that laptop, you're going to see all the games there. So you can simply just add the games and they will not be able to play any of those games on it. You can remove them from here. Now, very important, after adding them, you need to have turned this on. So you see this switch here, on and off. When you turn it on, it means this block is working. Then you can lock it. Locking means that you cannot change it without a password. So lock here, password. You can actually set a password for this particular lock. So let's even assume that there are some things you want your child to be able to edit, but there are some that should not be editable. You can lock this particular setting here with its own password, so that even if they can set any other thing, but this list of websites that are banned, nobody can tamper with them once you lock it. So they can't go in there and edit the list or change some things. So what I need to be sure that I do here now is my own personal website that I blocked and Brainier website that I went to go and block. Let me remove them. I think it's in alphabetical order. So I should look for, I mean, I'll do that later, but that's you get the idea. So once you import a category, email, news, social media, if you want to block social media, it will import all social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, everything, such that they cannot use it on this laptop. However, you can also create multiple blocks. This is important, and I want you to pay attention here. You can add another block. And this block, let's say for social media, you import social media. So all of social media, Dig, Facebook, Foursquare, Hello, all of them, whatever they are, you can save this and say social media block. So we have website blocking and social media blocking. But understand, for website blocking, we set the schedule to 24 hours. So you may want to say for social media blocking, I don't want it for 24 hours. I want to give them 2 hours access daily to do social media. So you can actually come to block this list according to the following schedule, select the time, okay, so 12 a.m. to, so from 12 to, let's say, 2 p.m., no social media. So you do that for Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Okay. Then you can leave them 2 to 4. You can do social media. Then from 5, from 5 p.m. to 12 a.m. again, block. This means every day, the only window they can do social media is here. What this means is once I save this and I activate this, the social media blocking is working. But once it gets to that calendar of time here, it deactivates the block. So within this window of 2 hours, between 2 p.m. and 4 p.m., social media sites, any site on that list will work. But the ones on the other blocking list, like the pornography site, the gambling sites, those ones are 24 hours block. There is no day that they will ever work. They are blocked for life until we come and open them, or the child buys another laptop, or you do something and maybe remove the password and uninstall Cold Turkey completely. So this is one way to ensure that for websites, for places they go to, media places, games and everything, you are able to determine where they can go to, what they can do, and what they cannot do. Okay, there's another thing you can do with Cold Turkey, which is setting laptop.
Sorry, sir. There's something you under that website blocking. There's website exceptions. What does that cover? What does that mean?
Okay, exceptions are the okay. So this is where, like I was saying, when you block websites, you want to give exceptions. So there are 2 ways to it. I said you can either do a block list or an exception list. Now, when we use websites, it means these sites cannot be visited. Anything outside this list can be visited. When we do exception lists, we're saying nothing can be visited except this. So if I say, okay, productivity, only these sites can be visited. Anything outside it will not work. So it's like...
So it's either or. We can't use both. It's either you're creating websites or website exceptions.
Yes, basically. It's either you are doing website blocking or doing exceptions. If you block the 10 websites you block, of the 2 million websites in the world, or whatever number they are, only these 10 will not be visited. These 10 will be blocked. But when you say exception and you add only 10, What he's saying is only these 10 can be visited. Then applications is the applications installed on this laptop that should not be used. Is that clear?
Thank you, sir. Yes.
Great. So that's for blocking and for scheduling. The other thing is setting of laptop usage time. What time should this laptop go off completely? What time can they not use this laptop? So you want to set bedtime when the laptop shuts down by itself. That's where this guy comes in here. Frozen turkey. So under blocks, you have blocks and you have frozen turkey. Frozen turkey is when this guy will not work completely. So you can simply come here to schedule blocks. When you do this, you can set the time. So let me remove what is there for now. And then we have nothing. So block this list according to the following schedule. You simply click on the time of the day. So you want this laptop, you don't want all computers to go off at 7 p.m. Simply come here and tap 7 p.m. Select the days of the week that you want to do those blocks. So look at me. So I say 7 p.m. to 12 a.m. add, meaning from 7 p.m. to midnight, no laptop can be used. And then I come up here again and I say from 12 a.m. to what time in the morning do you want laptops to be activated? I want it at 9 a.m. So I say 12 a.m. to 9 a.m. And I set the different days of the week. And I say add. What I have done is the period in black is the period the laptop is off. The period available in white is only when this laptop can work. So between 9 a.m. and 7 p.m., no problem. Use your laptop. Even though those blocks are still working. So within the time, this is just when the laptop can come on, but the website I have blocked, you still cannot visit them either way. All I now do is I save and I turn on. Why I will not turn it on is because I am within that time. If I activate this thing now, my laptop will shut down. So I'm not going to turn it on because I have set it to shut down within 7 p.m. to 12 a.m. And today is Sunday. We are within 7 p.m. So if I activate this right now, this laptop I am on is going to just close and it won't open until 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. That's how I'm able to set bedtime for the children on their own laptops. And once you've done that, activate it and lock it, just like we do with the other ones. So frozen turkey, click continuous block, block list according to schedule, save, turn on, and lock. That's the process. It's very straightforward. So those are three things: block websites, block applications, and lock the laptop. But like I said at the beginning, the first thing you should do is to set a password so that you can change these settings and they cannot do it. Now, statistics is where you want to see, okay, what's the usage, like website statistics. So what websites were visited? Today is today is Sunday. It's already tracking for today. These are the sites that I spent time on. I spent time on Google, spent time on booking.com, spent time on Ibom Air, spent time on Canva and on Apple. It is the schedule for the day. When you go to your child's laptop and click on statistics, website statistics, it will show you all the websites they visited and how long they spent on those websites. As long as they're using a browser that is permitted.
Please,
That's
could you
how...
go back to that page that talks about the laptop usage time, the chain, the process flow? Frozen turkey, click on continuous block.
Yes, frozen turkey, scheduled blocks, block this list according to the following.
Not this. There's, I think that one is your own.
That's your slide.
Your slide.
Okay, my slide. Okay. Okay, this place.
Yes, yes.
You have the slide anyway.
Okay.
Yes, after the class, I'm sending you the slide, so not to worry about copying.
That's fine.
Great. So yes, now, like I said, just some best practices for cold turkey. For adults and inappropriate websites and keywords, have a 247 block, just like I showed you. So porn websites, gambling websites, keywords, let me not mention names, but there are some people that you don't even want your child Googling about, whether it is they are trans people, they are whatever person's personality. You just don't want my child researching. I don't want him reading news that has this person's name in it. If that person's name appears in a news website and the child opens that news website, it will close because that keyword is a no-no on the laptop. So for those ones, have a 247 block. For apps that you want to restrict usage to, create a separate block that has intervals or breaks. So you still want them to play games. You still want them to do a few other things, just have fun, but you want it limited to a particular amount of time in a day. You can simply use a separate block like we did. So that's where you have so you have one permanent block and one less permanent block that actually has an allowance of when they can use. And then for frozen turkey, set your schedule. These are the times I don't want anybody using their laptop. As far as laptop is concerned, once it's this time, close your eyes and go to sleep. Then those are just best practices for using cold turkey. Okay, so any question on cold turkey in particular, or it's clear for now?
Yeah, I have a question.
Okay, shoot.
It's generally about for both the Android and the laptop. You know, sometimes the people browse this incognito. I think it means that there will not be a trail after. I don't know too much about it, but I know that I think it's incognito, where after the person has browsed, there will be no trail. You can't really see what the person has done. So will this work if the child is browsing incognito? That is both for this and the family link.
Yes. Now, for this, that is why if you were here yesterday when we were installing the extension, where it says allow this extension to work in incognito mode. Do you remember that setting?
Okay, no, I don't.
Yes. So when you are activating your extension, you actually set it to work in incognito mode. Let me see if I can find all the extensions. It's one of the requirements for the setting to actually work. Okay, manage extensions, good. Where it says allow in private mode. Okay, run in private windows, allow, run on site restrictions, allow. Once you allow these settings and the permissions, it will actually be able to block even in that mode. That's the idea. That's why it is required for you. See, when allowed, the extension will have access to your online activities while private browsing. So if you miss this setting and say don't allow, that is only when private browsing will be allowed. But once, as in that's when they can do the incognito mode. But if you activated this setting, even in the private browsing, it will follow them there.
Okay, and this comes up when you install the extensions, because I don't think I've finished installing the extensions.
Okay, when you install the extension, just go to this place called extension settings. So if you just go to your manage extensions, you see all the extensions on your laptop. Click on the cold turkey blocker and allow this. It works for every browser. Every browser has its own way of saying that, okay, so this is for Brave. For Brave, see where it says allow in private. So I had to come and turn it on. So every browser will actually allow you to do that. You need to turn on that setting for allowing private. That way, there's no hiding place. If they like, they should go to incognito. The guy will be waiting for them there.
Okay, sorry to ask, but it appears this can be accessed without. Is it accessed within the cold turkey?
No.
Is it in the settings of cold turkey, or is just on the computer?
So that is on the computer. However, in the preferences, rather in the settings of cold turkey, not notifications, I have blocking here, block strictness. There is a setting here that says block unsupported browsers when websites are blocked. Meaning, once you've turned on a setting, once you have a block that's in active mode, browsers that don't have the settings, the extension works, should not even be allowed to work. So block supported browser if extension crashes while websites are working, while websites are blocked. So that's why these settings are there. So if you look at the settings, block unsupported browsers, block activity monitor when block is active. You don't want that to happen. Block inactive browser tabs for block websites. Yes, so you can set that going. That way, you ensure that if, for example, they go and turn off the cold turkey settings, then that browser should not be allowed to work. Cold turkey, because cold turkey can block websites from apps from working. And yesterday, somebody asked the same question, and I said, if there's any browser that you figured is not working, maybe this browser, you're unable to monitor it or control it, the best thing to do is either to uninstall that browser or to block that browser from working. So if you are sure that only one browser has that setting, you can make that browser the primary browser that your child uses. So right now, there are 5 browsers on this laptop. I don't need 5 browsers. I install all of them because I was testing all of this. If I don't want, maybe Edge is not working, I simply uninstall Edge. And yesterday I said I was going to give you, let me show you that document. So there's a list here. I have a list of browsers. So this is opera.com, vivaldi.com, Bolt browser. All of these are different browsers. These are all browsers that if your child is smart, your child can actually go and download a new browser that does not have that extension working on it. But what I have done is, even those browsers, I have blocked access to these websites. That means you cannot even download these browsers on the laptop. Of course, for a child who is not extremely tech smart or tech savvy, they won't even be able to go that far. But this is just me thinking ahead of those smart kids. I know how they think. I know that, oh, they're going to say, let's beat this system. Let's beat this. So before they get there, you just want to block them and say, even that part where you want to go and download from, you won't be able to go there. Are these all the browsers in the world? Maybe not. But at least we can come up with a list of all the active browsers that if you do a Google search, these are the ones you will see, and then we can create a block for them. What we're just trying to do here is ensure that we make it extremely difficult, if at all. We're trying to just set up control so that we are managing the kind of places they can go to, and we are regulating their use. If a child really is having to navigate all of this, then that child is determined to go to some places. And the statistics will tell you. So when you go to, where do you call it now? This place, statistics, website statistics, you will actually see what websites they went to. So even if, for example, the child had deactivated the plugin and is going to other places, you will see it here. You will know where they went to, how long they spent on those places, and what they were looking for there. You will know from the statistics. Mind you, all of this is blocked with a password. So they can't even come and delete it, as it were, because this one is not something you delete. It's recorded, it's recorded.
So you're saying that even if the child, if you had done those controls, that even if the child went and reversed the extension, what you put on the extension to prevent incognito browsing, that even if they went and changed it back, that it would not work.
So the incognito mode. Okay, so I don't think I have tried to remove. This is what I know. If the incognito mode is not is disabled, it's going to notify you here. Like right now, it's telling me that there's one browser that is not activated. Once you deactivate one of them, it's actually going to tell you from here that it's been deactivated. The only difficulty is that this is happening on the child's laptop. So if you go to that laptop, you will know that they've deactivated one of the browsers.
Okay.
So with all the settings, does the child have that ability to deactivate the browser you had already installed an extension to?
Yes, on the browser end, the child is able to do that. They can go to, because this end here is not passworded. This is where you set your browser settings. Your browser settings is not passworded. So the child can actually go there and deactivate the incognito mode. But once that is done, okay, so let me come here, for example, and so as soon as I did it, it's already telling me that something is wrong. If I go back to cold turkey, it should actually let me know that I mean, it's once I think, good, tell me Firefox has gone off. See, my Firefox was installed before, but now it has told me that something has gone wrong. So it will notify you that something has been tampered with. That's the whole idea of this, having this
now
dashboard here.
this notification, like you said, okay, installed on the children's laptop. On your own laptop, right? Can you view these activities on it's like a parent's laptop? Can you access what you have done on the child's laptop, or you can only see these activities when you have access to the children's laptop?
Yeah, so for cold turkey, it's not like the Google Family Link. Family Link is one that you can do that remotely. Yes, but for cold turkey right now, they don't yet have that feature for remote viewing.
Okay.
Yes, we are hoping that they will add it sometime soon and we can actually monitor. But for now, they don't have that feature yet. So that's the limit. That's what I pointed out. I said the only limitation is that this is installed on your child's device. That's the only challenge that you have. But once you do all of that, and it's okay, so I'm trying to just reactivate this back. Okay, so it's activated. Yeah, so yeah, it's back. Okay, so well, that's it for cold turkey. Now, to a large extent, no system is there's no system that has no loophole. Let's just admit the fact. All of these systems will have their own loophole, one way or the other, that you can bypass. But what we're trying to ensure here is that we make it extremely difficult, or we make it such that even when they bypass it, we're able to know that there's something that is not right. There's something that somebody is doing wrong, that we're able to find out, oh, why was this deactivated? Why was this bypassed? And all of that. And at the same time, you're able to know the settings, you're able to see from the history what has been done. So, but that's just basic for laptops. This is one of the best tools there. If you go online, there are multiple tools for laptop parental control, but in all my personal research, this is the most recommended for many reasons. It's easy to use. It's the cheapest to use for now because it has a lifetime license. Once you buy the license, you're not renewing every year. Every other one I know, you have $99 a year or $69 a quarter and all of those things. But this one gives you like the best ability to manage, give you the features that are easy to use, and is still affordable. So that's that for laptops. So let's talk about iPhones and iPads. So here, for those who use MacBooks,
I have a question. Okay, sorry,
okay.
I have a question. So
yes,
for the cold turkey now, you had talked about like 5 maybe that the license can go on up to 5 different devices. So, but what if you have a family of 5 and you've installed on all 5 and then you get a new laptop? Do you have to get a new license when you get a new laptop?
No, you don't. I confirmed actually it's not 5, it's unlimited.
Oh, that's great.
Yes.
Okay.
So the license, you can install it on 10, 15 laptops. There's no limit to how many laptops you can install it on.
Okay.
So I verified that between yesterday and today, and I confirmed that it's unlimited.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, so I think from yesterday's survey, some persons were using iPhones or iPads, and I think how do you manage parental control on your child who is using an iPad or an iPhone? I'm just going to stay on the phone part because cold turkey works even for laptops. Now, just like we did with Google, I think the first place you want to ensure is that if your child is having their own device, they still also use a child account. One of the biggest mistakes that we make in parental control is that we give our children regular adult email addresses. Just go to Gmail, create a standard email for your child. That is the mistake of parental control and monitoring. Same thing, we're setting up an iCloud for your child's device. You can actually come here. So what you just do is take your iPhone iPad, go to settings. From settings, just look for family. You actually see your entire family there. So just like you have on the screenshot here. So you have a family, who is the family organizer. So I created the account. So my name is there as the organizer. But you can see that I have my wife there as a family. If you want to add a child, you see this button on the top here. Just click on it. It says, it brings you here to invite a family member. So whether you have another adult you want to invite to the family, or you want to create a child account, you have create child account there. And then it follows the same procedure like we did on Google. Enter the child's first name, the child's last name, date of birth, and you follow the process to ask you to verify you are the adult and all of those things step by step to actually get you to the point where you can create a child account for your child. However, your child has an iPhone that doesn't have a child account. Even at that, you can still set up strong parental control features on a MacBook, or sorry, on an iPad or an iPhone that your child is currently using. So what you can do there is, there's a feature called content and privacy restrictions. So pick your iPhone, go to settings, then go to privacy settings. I still recommend, once you go there, the first thing you should do is to lock screen time settings. So there's a feature there that allows you to actually set a password for your settings. So I'm trying to get my phone. Just go to settings. You set for privacy. Is it privacy settings? Sorry, screen time. Yeah, screen time. Good. Just go search for screen time. Exactly. Screen time. When you search for screen time, it shows you something that looks like this. This window, you're going to see a window like this. So when you go there, just go down and look for the button that says lock screen time settings. It allows you to create a password for those settings. That's the first thing you should do. If you don't set the password for the settings, even when you set regulations for that device, your child can go and change it. But when you set a screen time passcode that only you knows, the settings you make are going to be permanent. So on that settings, that section called screen time, go to settings, set for screen time, you will see a window like this. It has all of these buttons. The first one here, the first thing you will see is a graph that shows you your activity usage for the week. So you have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So you see the average amount of time you spend daily and all of that. Then you have these buttons that says downtime. What downtime does is that downtime allows you to schedule a short downtime and a start time. So if you tap on it, you see a button that says scheduled. Turn on that button and you can have a calendar. So you can see Monday to Sunday, customize these. On what day or for what time of the day should this phone go off? So what is called downtime is, just like we did with cold turkey, frozen turkey. This is the guy that does frozen turkey on your iPhone, on your iPad. It allows you to set a time of the day when that device will shut down. And once a downtime is activated, only specified apps, which you can set, I'm going to show you how to set the apps, and calls can work. So you can still call your child. If there's an emergency, the child can still call. But any other app, games, social media, website, browsing, whatever, watching movies, they will not even work. So that's what you can do for downtime. Is anybody with an iPhone there or an iPad that is checking those things? But that's what downtime allows you to do. Just go there, turn on scheduled. You can see it's customized these. So you can actually set for Monday, what time should it go on and what time should it go. So you can set the time that it goes off. The next thing there is app limits. Now, app limits allows you to set for each app installed on this phone, how long can my child use this app? When you tap on it, what you will actually see is the categories. So you will see a category of apps. So you see all apps, you see social, games, entertainment, creativity, productivity. When you tap on social, automatically iPhones have a way of grouping all of their apps under categories. So my own under social, I have WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Meet, Messages, TikTok, Threads, Messenger, Buffer, and FaceTime. All of those are considered to be socials. So I can actually pick any of them. If I pick WhatsApp and I say next, you can set time. It shows you hours. So you can set 1 hour, 0 minutes, or 1 hour, 10 minutes, 1 hour, 30 minutes. If I say 1 hour, 0 minutes, and I can customize which days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It allows you to choose all of the days of the week that you want to set that. And when you say add, what happens is that you cannot use WhatsApp on this phone for more than 1 hour a day. Once it is 1 hour, WhatsApp will deactivate. The button will just turn gray. It will not be able to open again. And this is not just for children, really. Even us as adults, some of us need these things. So if there is a particular app that is really, really distracting you, and this app always becomes, how did they say it? The app that easily besets you. Let me not use the word sin now. They say the sin, but this one, there's an app that easily distracts you, and very easily the app shuts you down. Just come here and set app limit. But for your children, you can actually do that right here. You can set limits for each of the apps, and that's what this does. The next button there
says have to be done on their systems, on their tabs or
on their phones,
laptop,
yes.
iPad.
Yes.
Okay.
This is assuming that they don't have a child account. So even if they are using your own, maybe you have set up the iPad with your own iCloud, you can do this for that device.
But can that be corrected? Can that be corrected? The fact that they don't have a child account, can that same email address be used now as in corrected to now be a child account?
Yeah, I think for Google, we saw that we could
go to now setting to now correct maybe the age and not, because many people did not know that you could create a child account at any point.
Yes. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I think it's possible when you set the right age and then it says enter the email. But so for iPhones, because your iCloud account can be any email address. So yes, you can correct it for iPhones. So your child already has an Apple ID and you want to now bring it, you want to invite that person. So when you go to that family setting and you want to invite somebody, you can actually invite somebody into the family.
Okay.
But you can also, when you are adding a child, you get to set up an email for that child. So it could be a regular email, but in your iCloud, you're now making that email, that iCloud Apple ID, a child ID.
Okay.
So you can actually bring in that person into iCloud as a child. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But I mean, why I'm doing this is because somebody asked yesterday, oh, it is the same, the device already configured, it is their devices, they just give the children. So you can actually just collect the device, which is why I recommended first thing, setting a password so that those settings cannot be tampered with. Only you who set it can actually go and tamper with it.
Okay.
Yeah. So screen time, so always allowed. The always allowed here is where you get to set the apps, you choose the apps that your child can use during downtime. So let's say downtime is a particular time of the day. You can actually say, okay, once it's downtime, you can use your phone, you can make phone calls rather, and you can send messages. Aside that, no other app should be allowed. And at the same time, you can also set what contact can my child call during downtime. This is what happens in always allowed. So once this downtime, if it's 7 p.m. that's your downtime, once it is downtime, what numbers can this child call? You can actually specify the contact. Say, okay, this number 1, 2, 3. So if you have emergency contacts, maybe father, mother, a special uncle or somebody, once this phone shuts down, these are the only numbers you can call. Because sometimes if you shut down apps during downtime, the child can just switch to phone calls and put their friend on extra cool and begin to call. But you can also set that in this always allowed. Screen distance is a feature that actually allows your device to detect how close it is to the eyes. Yesterday, we were talking about children and why parental control is important, because children are not naturally born with self-control. They don't know what is right and what is wrong unless they are taught. So you can actually have children looking at TVs, looking at screens very closely. This screen distance actually detects how close the phone is to a face and prompts them and say, no, the phone is too close to your face, move it away. So if they move it too close to their eyes, it prompts and say, no, move it away from your face. There are health challenges that can happen due to excessive screen exposure, excessive close, eye strain, myopia, all of those things. Those can all be set from this place. That's what happens in screen distance. Communication limits. This is even not even in only in downtime, but generally, even when your phone is working, you can actually limit who your child can contact on that phone. So allows you to choose the phone number that the person can contact. You can decide, okay, only saved contacts or particular numbers, or contact everyone. So both downtime and regular time, you can actually set what communication is allowed. Who can they message? If there's a number that you don't allow them to message, the messages will not even go. And then communication safety. This place here, if you tap the communication safety, it says, okay, this allows you to detect adult content, and it allows you to, it can detect a lot of features. For example, it knows when it can detect nude images. So let me even just read what they put here. Communication safety can detect nude photos and videos before they are sent or viewed on your child's device, and provide guidance and age-appropriate resources. So if a child is sent a picture, if that picture is an explicit picture, the phone will block it by itself. It won't display if those settings are actually turned on. I think these are some of the few reasons that some people are really, really excited about the iPhone, because it has all of these features. I mean, WhatsApp has a feature like that. You know, the WhatsApp, when you're sending an image and you send an image as view once, that image, once you open it once and the person views it, it deletes. Funny enough, I have tried to screenshot a view once image. It does not screenshot. When you screenshot it, it will just tell you this image is protected. You cannot screenshot it. You cannot screen grab it. Maybe the best you can do is to bring another phone and snap it from the top. But with this communication safety, nude images cannot be sent, cannot be received, cannot be displayed on this particular device. And there is more. When you go down, for example, here on this reporting section, you can actually see a breakdown of the daily report. So on this particular day, what apps were used, how long was spent on each of the apps. So you can actually see daily usage per app, and you can see how many, in fact, this one is the one that is interesting. How many times you pick up the phone. So once you pick up your phone, you drop it on the table and pick it up. It's actually counting that today, on this particular day, this phone was picked up 49 times, and tell you the time of the first pickup. So you picked up the phone at 4:30 in the morning, and you picked up 49 times in the day. That section actually shows you everything that your child is doing on that device. Now, this button here, if you do these settings, and you want to apply it to every other device that is using that same Apple ID. Once you turn on this button, if that child has 5 devices that are Apple, all of them, the settings you did here automatically apply and duplicate to all of them. So in this case, if your child is using an iPad that is linked to your own Apple ID or whatever, you can set it from wherever you are and actually activate it, and instantly on their device, those settings take effect. But the other part I'm interested in is this content and privacy restrictions. I like this part particularly. So it's still in that screen time settings. When you tap on that button here, it actually brings you to a window that looks like this. What you want to do first is to turn on this button that says content and privacy restrictions. Then you can actually open different level of settings: iTunes and App Store purchases, allowed apps, content restrictions. Now, these content restrictions, this is what it does. If you come to content restrictions, that's when you see these settings, where you can set settings for music, for videos, for music, movies, TV, books, web content, web search. Right here, you can determine what your child can do on their browsers, on their, whether it is Netflix. If that laptop, that phone likes, or that Apple, that iPad, when you come to movies, for example, it tells you what kind of movies can be watched on this device. And the ratings are there: G, PG, 12A, 12, 15, 18, unrated. If you say allow all, they can watch anything on Netflix. If you come to PG and you set it on PG, when you go to Netflix, to Amazon Prime, to what other movie streaming platform, any Showmark, whatever, any movie that is above that rating will not show on this device. Same thing for TV, same thing for books, same thing for apps. Even for apps, any app that has a rating above a particular age limit. So from the app, you have 4 plus, 9 plus, 12 plus, 17 plus. 17 plus is the highest. But if you want your child to only be able to open apps that are within a particular age limit, that is what you get to do here. Same thing for
Okay,
clips.
please go to
Web
books. Books, sir. Books.
Okay. But
Now,
now I
under
don't have
books,
this. Yeah, okay.
it's
You
there.
have, are you on
After
your device?
TV, after TV, there's books.
Yes, I'm seeing it. Yes.
So there's explicit and there's clean. Which one is to be
And that's
ticked?
clean. Clean.
Okay, clean is to be ticked.
Yeah, clean is
So
the one
the
that, so
one
it
you're
restricts.
ticking, that means it's the one you are allowing.
Yes, the one you tick is the one you're allowing. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you have web content. So web content, you have unrestricted, you have limit adult websites, and then you have allowed websites. This still comes back to those two things we talked about: allow lists and block lists. So under web content, when you say limit adult websites, you will see two settings that come out. There's add websites that's always allow and never allow. Can you see those two under that category? Now, when you say add website,
there's always
under
allow,
web
never
content,
allow.
yes, always allow, never allow. Those are the same two things. So always allow is, okay, even though you are limiting this category of website, so give this one permission to pass. But this one here, always block. That's if you use the second option that says limit adult websites. Or you can now say allowed website. Allowed website says only allow these websites, meaning anything outside the ones listed here, don't even show it at all. So it comes with a few websites there. You can now add your own. That's always allowed websites. That is like the toughest form of restriction. You want to only be you want to say, okay, if I don't know it, you can't go to it. So your school, which are the sites that your school allows you to go to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The day I discover another one, then I will add to it. It's a bit more restrictive, but depends on it's your parenting style. This is not about parenting. This is just about showing you the tools that allows you to enforce whatever style you want to use in parenting. Then we have web search content. Allow and don't allow. Explicit language, allow and don't allow. So you want them to not be able to use Siri and all of that. You can set the kind of language they can use and all of those things, Game Center. But just explore all of these features here, and you can switch different kinds of settings that your child is able to use and what they are unable to use. I think, and then, okay, this is just added. I think we've covered this, but for the record purposes, when it comes to the ratings, particularly in this place of movies and TV, some people are not able to, they are not sure of what the ratings allow. G is general audience. PG means parental guidance, meaning parents need to be there. Nowadays, the things that they show in PG, you are surprised. You are wondering what is parental guidance there. It's really, really scary to just give your children a PG movie right now because you don't know what they will see. Green, the reason I take this green is, okay, this one is safe. Anybody, your child at this, you can let your child watch this with some level of confidence. The orange, don't let them watch it alone. You need to be there. Recently, we were watching a movie with the children, and a major lesson wanted them to learn, but we had to be censoring that movie because there were in between things that they must not see, conversations that they must not hear. So you censor the part, okay, at this point, they are going to be talking about this XYZ kind of topic, and we don't want them hearing this conversation now because it will just raise unnecessary questions that will set their mind in a direction that they are too. It's not yet time for them to start thinking about those things. So we'll just censor it. R, anything red, just avoid completely. So the movie is rated R, NC-17, just as much as possible, avoid it. TV shows also have similar things, Y, Y7, and G. Well, the ones in green are okay. The ones in orange, not so, but at least at all, you need to be there to be sure that you're able to answer questions and correct some things that they watch. The red are absolute no-nos. And then when it comes to streaming platforms, you have those labels, S, V, N, D, L. S means there's sexual situations or sex in the movie. V means there's violence in the movie, nudity, suggestive dialogue, strong language. So you can see a movie rating SVL tells you that movie, there's sex, there's violence, and there's strong language. If it says NL, there's nudity and there's strong language. You determine what you don't want your children to see. So somehow when it comes to the movies, you are able to set some of those settings and just at least give it access to what you think they should watch and what they should not watch. So that's it about iPhones and Apple. There's specific questions for Apple.
I have a question about Apple because I have tried in one of your earlier classes. I tried to do some of these things, but I have a challenge with I used to be able to pay for my iCloud storage to upgrade from the 5. I think what comes with the phone is 5 gig, because I have been able to add 2 family members with 2 children using iPads, but for over 6 months or up to 8 months now, I've not been able to pay to increase, because it means whatever they are is the same storage I'm using that they are using. I've not been able to pay for iCloud storage. It's not accepting any of my Nigerian cards.
Okay, I was going to ask that question. Are you using a Nigerian card? If it is yes, they no longer accept Nigerian cards for a while now. So you will need a dollar card.
So it has, even if the payment is in Naira, it has to be a dollar card.
Yep.
So
sorry, that's what our banks have done to us.
Will a Nigerian dollar card, like if I go to GTB now and ask for a dollar card, will that work?
Very well. That's what I use.
Or a Nigerian GT dollar card?
Yes, any Nigerian dollar card will work.
But you are charged in Naira.
You are charged in dollars, but your invoice will come in Naira, but they will take the equivalent in dollars from your dollar card. But when Apple sends you your invoice or your receipt, they'll send it to you in Naira.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
Yeah, but that works guaranteed. That's what I use. Naira cards have stopped working for a while now. Sorry if you are not a Nigerian, you don't understand, and you are watching this, you don't understand this conversation. Just ignore that last 1 minute and just pass. But yeah, we know it's just get a dollar card. That's the safest thing.
And there are no annual subscriptions for the iCloud. It's monthly.
So far, I still do monthly. I have not been able to see annual payments yet.
Okay.
Yes, I'm not sure that I don't have an annual payment running. I still do monthly.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, but I mean, just like you said, the family account actually works better if you just upgrade. So all your family, the same iCloud, it's cheaper. You can get the 2 terabytes. It's less than 5,000 a month, and you can put in all your Apple devices on it and everything.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. So someone asked a question yesterday about blocking specific YouTube channels. So I want to just talk about YouTube, and 2 things I'll talk about: how to create your a YouTube account or YouTube channel for your child, and how to block specific channels from being able to be accessed by your child. So let's start with blocking of a channel first. So the question was, there are particular channels my child loves to visit. They are very educational, but there are channels that are distractions to them. I don't want them to be able to use it. What can you do? The first thing is that child must be using a Google account that is a child account linked to you. So yesterday, we did the whole Google family thing, and we were able to look at how you can create your Google family, and you can see all your children and monitor. And then secondly is that the child must have access to YouTube. So we looked at YouTube, that some you can decide not to give them access to YouTube, or just YouTube Kids or general YouTube. If you don't give them access to YouTube, they won't even be able to access YouTube at all. So you need to first give them access to YouTube, and then in their YouTube access, you can specify their level of YouTube rating. There are 3 ratings level. There's Explore, there's Explore More, and there's Most of YouTube. Explore means it will only show them content that align with ratings for viewers 9 years and below. So some channels are recognized that these channels are not for children. Your child will not be able to access that channel as long as they are using a Gmail account that is managed under your family, and you set this limit. If they are older than 9, I say, okay, let them be able to explore more. Once you click on it, it tells you what else they can view in that category, but that's explore more. So it changes that setting. Or you want to go to most of YouTube. This is like giving them almost a regular YouTube account, but they just exclude channels marked 18 plus. So most things are available, but they won't be able to get explicit content there. However, despite that being done, maybe you discover that there's one channel that is consistently distracting my child. How do I make sure that my child is not able to view that channel? So let me just go to regular YouTube, open standard YouTube, and show you how you can block a channel for a child. So what you want to do, even though I've listed the steps out here, but you want to go to the channel first. So this is where you need to be in sync with your child. You need to know which video, this particular channel, this child is always watching this channel, always on this channel, and it's all consistently distracting them. Okay, sorry, let me stay on the same browser here. So YouTube. Okay, so first thing, you want to go to that channel. So let's just pick this channel, Left Brain CG Art. So this is the channel, Left Brain CG Art. If you're on a phone, what you need to do on a phone is very simple. Just go to the 3 dots on top of that channel. So on a phone, if you open YouTube on your phone, and just go to any channel, you'll see there are 3 dots at the top of that channel. Let me just open a channel on my own phone and see what you can do there. Yeah, so those 3 dots, you can actually tap on it on the phone, but on the laptop, you want to go to this more. So you see this about, and under the about, look for this flag that says report user and click on it. So you're going to see this same menu. So on the phone, if you click on the 3 dots, you will see block channel for children. Here, you will see block channel for children. So if you click on this, it will tell you something and say, oh, this blocks all videos from this channel, but similar or related videos by this creator may be visible on that channel. So they're telling you that it's only this channel you are blocking. Oh, you're not blocking a category. You say, no problem, continue. Now it shows you all the children linked to your account. So if I want to block this channel for a particular child, I block, I block, I block, I block for everybody. So I block for all of them, or I can unblock a particular child. And so this is their general account, and this is their YouTube profile. Each of them has a YouTube Kids profile. So even on YouTube Kids, they will not see this channel. If I say, okay, maybe I give them access to regular YouTube, but I don't want them to see it on YouTube Kids, I can block them on YouTube, but leave it unblocked on YouTube Kids. But I can just block it for everybody. And right now I say done. None of my children linked to me can ever watch any video from this account. So the whole idea is identify what is that channel that is either a distraction, or I don't like the content that is being played, but they have access to it. But maybe I want them to still have access to other things, but I have discovered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just take note of the channel name. This is from your own phone, not even from their own device. From your own phone, just go to the channel, block it. And so let me take that again. Open the channel. If you're on a laptop, click on more or look for where about is. It's going to bring the about. So about the channel, you see all of those details. Where just look for wherever this flag is that says report user. Click on it, block channel for children. And now I can choose to unblock. Since I had blocked it earlier, I can now choose to unblock for each of them. So that is what you do to block a particular channel for any of your children. Okay. Any question on this bit? Or is it straightforward?
So my concern with the popularity of YouTube is, when the children have to do 1 or 2 researches, or they need to, there's just myriads of of channels that they can, go to ask questions. How does one manage, not restricting to the point where it's actually like cutting the claws of the lion out and then leaving the children without, actual information, not just baby information.
Yeah, that's why this is there. So there are two different things in YouTube. There's YouTube Kids and there's regular YouTube. Even in the regular YouTube, that's why this setting is there. Sorry?
Sorry, I was just giving a feedback. YouTube Kids is like, it's like a joke.
Yes, YouTube Kids is actually for kids, a joke. But now, so on the regular YouTube, that's why. So if you come to Family Link, let me show you this. So pick up the child, come to controls, under controls, come to content restrictions, and then come to YouTube. So this is, we did this yesterday though. This is where you come to YouTube for that particular child. That's how you get to these settings. So you can actually choose one of three. So YouTube has created like 3 categories. The fact is, almost everything educational, you will find them in this Explore here.
Okay.
Or at least between Explore and Explore More.
Explore More.
So Explore More. Okay, so let's look at what it says. So a larger set of videos, including live streams, vlogs, tutorials, gaming videos, music videos, news, educational content, do-it-yourself, arts and crafts, dance, and more. Blah, blah. All of these are available here. We apply filters to identify videos that generally align with content ratings for viewers aged 13 plus. So some videos and music contain instances of real-world violence, limited profanity, controlled substances, non-explicit sexual references, and topics related to physical, mental, sexual health, blah, blah, blah. They filter those ones out automatically by these categories.
Okay.
So by choosing this category here, you're not blocking a particular channel, but you are limiting the range of what they can do. So for educational purposes, I recommend you come to their Family Link here, come to the content restrictions, do YouTube, and then choose one of these settings that is you think is appropriate with their age. That's a safer way to do it. Except now you identify that there's one channel. Sorry?
No, go ahead. I said okay.
Yeah, if you discover that there's one channel that even in this category, that channel, I don't like it. That is now when you can go and block that channel specifically.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how that works. So it's just about having all of these tools, knowing how to use them so that you are really never stranded and say, oh, you don't entirely ban YouTube because of 2 channels that you don't like. Just either block those ones or give them a bandwidth that, okay, we didn't explore anything that YouTube thinks. And generally, the algorithm of these categories are kind of safe, at least for they filtered out much of explicit content, much of violence, substance, harmful videos. They've actually filtered many of them out of this, and the algorithm actually works. So even if you create a video and say this video is for children, but the content of the video is violence, the YouTube algorithm will pick it up. So somehow the algorithms are, the way they pick up copyrights, and you just put in one tune in your video and they tell you this music belongs to Sony, you can't use it. The algorithms are quite helpful for that. Okay. Is that bit clear?
Yes, sir.
All right. And then the last thing I said I was going to talk about is how to create a YouTube channel for your child. Now, the YouTube is linked to your child's Gmail account, but these Gmail accounts cannot create a YouTube channel until they are 13 or more. But we have cases where your child wants to start doing content creation, they want to start talking, they want to develop their voice, they want to have their own presence. Nowadays, almost every child is saying, I want YouTube channel, I want YouTube channel. Now, what you can do is create a controlled or managed YouTube channel. So recently, I was seeing somebody on Facebook complaining that, oh, they created an account and a YouTube channel for their child, but after a few months, YouTube blocked it. They made another one, YouTube blocked it. And I say, I know why they are blocking it. Because you are telling lies with this child's age. You actually are creating an adult account. So you created an adult Gmail account for this child, created a channel with it, but the content of this channel is showing a child. And nowadays, when you're even uploading videos to YouTube, YouTube will ask you some questions. Do children appear in this video? Because they also want to limit unnecessary exposure. When children appear in videos, there are some restrictions they want to place on those videos. For example, videos that have children excessively in it, YouTube disables commenting on those videos because they are trying to limit things like cyberbullying so that people don't come and comment. Maybe a child does a presentation and puts that video on YouTube, and the child comes and somebody is saying, what kind of a dumb presentation is this? They want to ensure that those kind of things don't even happen so that you don't go and kill a child's self-esteem and morale because somebody just wants to troll or cyberbully that child. So when you create an adult account where you're constantly posting a child doing presentations or talking, YouTube knows that something is not right somewhere and they can easily block that account. So how do you create a YouTube channel for your child that is under your control and is able to be managed? So what to do? Simply open YouTube on your own device, click on your own image here. This is your account. So click on it and come to switch account. This page here says switch account. Click on it. It's going to show you all your channels. So these are the channels attached with my account. Actually, you can have more than one channel as a person. I just say view all channels. So viewing all channels here, I can see all the channels that are linked to my account. So this is my primary account. This is my daughter's account. This is one of our business accounts. This is, we just created a recent one. Just thought, okay, let's start putting the school video somewhere. If I want to add a channel, you have here, create a channel. So you can actually create a new channel here and you can use the name of your child. Yes, it's a child account. It's an independent account, but it's attached to you. So I can simply say, Ara, here. Say, okay, I understand. I'm creating a new Google account on its own settings, including YouTube, blah, blah, blah. No problem. Create it. And simply just follow the instructions step by step. And it's going to be an independent account, but it's you who is going to be managing that account. So when your child makes videos, for example, right now, my daughter has a YouTube channel. So automatically that channel is created. I can now decide to come and customize it and say, okay, I want to change things. I want to do account settings. I want to give it all or whatever I want to do now. But automatically, that is how a channel has been created. And people can begin to subscribe to it instantly or change the settings or whatever it is that you want. So you can say, okay, your channel, this is where you do channel settings, customize channel. Okay, no, not this one. Okay, I've created that channel. If I want to go to that channel now, I simply come to switch accounts. Sorry. I come to switch accounts. And now, yes, so here's that new channel I created. So I can go to ARA. Okay, so now when I open ARA, now I can say view your channel. So now I'm going to ARA's channel itself. Then this way I can customize the channel. So, okay, I want to customize this channel. It's going to allow me to now put in all the specific settings related to this child. And I can describe what channel is this, what is it used for, what's supposed to happen on it, and all of that. So welcome to YouTube Studio. You can now do all the settings, branding, description, upload the logo, upload the face, basic info. So ARA, what is the handle? I can say, okay, ARA, okay, description of channel. This is ARA Oluwa's YouTube channel and all of that. So once I'm done, I simply just, there should be a save button somewhere where I can, this is publish. So I publish the settings and that bit is done. When I want to upload a video to this channel, I simply come to create and upload videos. So you can actually switch between channels. So I can say, okay, switch account. I come here and I can see any other child's account. So this is Aya's account. She has been making her videos. But why is it a supervised account? She cannot upload any video. This week, she made a video interviewing her brothers. And then in the video, they were now showing everywhere in the house. Oh, this is our kitchen. This is our parlor. This is our study. This is our, I said, okay. And she came to meet me and said, okay, Daddy, I want to upload these videos to my channel. I took my time, skimmed through the, I said, no. From the part where it started showing around the house, that one cannot go online. So if you want to post this video, go and cut it edit it and limit only the parts that has you talking and all of that. So I think she uploaded that part. She went, of course, these kids have figured out these things. They edited the videos by themselves. And that's the video she just posted. That was, yes.
Good evening. Thank you, my dear. See, I'm in an online class. When I finish, I'll put.
Oh, okay. Somebody was talking. Okay, so that's basically what happens, and then you can manage their YouTube channels there and see all of those videos are said made for kids, because they are made for kids. People cannot comment on them. So on each of the channels, each of her videos, I make sure that they are posted with age appropriate restrictions made for kids set by you. The entire channel has been set to a child channel. So every video posted here, so you can never see a comment on her channel. That restriction is there just so that she's able to have that safety and peace of mind, avoid cyber bullies, avoid trolls, and all of those extra things. Okay, so that's basically how you create a channel for your child and you manage it. You come to the channel settings, you can set the age restriction. So under settings here is where you decide this is a child account. So what do I want? What don't I want to do? So channel, advanced settings. Okay, yeah, this is it. Yes, set this channel as made for kids. I always upload content that's made for children. This is where the setting is very important. Do you want to set your channel as made for kids? So all of the regulations that YouTube has for children accounts, you can access them. If I say, no, this channel is not made for kids, I never upload content that's made for children, I want to review the settings for every video. That is what you can decide. That every video, you decide whether you want it to be for kids. But for me, I just ensured the entire channel is for a child. So leave it there. Every video is uploaded with regulations that it is for children. And that's what you're able to. So if you have a child who wants to build their own voice, they want to talk about their own stuff, they want to create their own kind of content, just feel free to go ahead and give them all of that level of restriction. All right. So I think that is the content we're supposed to cover for today. And if there are any questions at this point, I'll just